I am working as your instructor for the class that is named Leadership Development. And why we study leadership development? This is very important because leadership can be used in every aspect in the organization, and not only in a big organization, a small organization, your own business, including your family, your friends. You use leadership for everything you do. And some people say, I'm not a leader. I prefer this position, or I prefer to stay in the back. Um, but you know, unfortunately, you have to execute the leadership. It doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter how, what do you do, it doesn't matter if you have business or not. You will be doing leadership functions all the time in different ways, in different structures, in different positions, in different scenarios. So, first of all, we will be working in this class for this semester. Every single week, we will have activities, a review, reading articles, depending the lesson that we are working. So the first lesson that we will see, it's called the nature of leadership. And what that means? The nature of leadership means the different aspects that are around the leadership that helps the leadership to be successful, and they help us to understand what is leadership, because leadership is very let's use this word, it's a confusing area because it's not precise. It's something that it's different authors are giving different concepts about leadership. So what is leadership? Leadership, it's a process where we have influence in other people to achieve the goal. It's a process of influence. So I was telling you to think about YouTube. Influencers, right? It's a process where we influence people to achieve the organization goals. And why the goals? Because we as leadership are as leaders are trying to build a goal, to build an structure, to achieve objectives. So that's the reason why leadership is very important, because that's the way we find what we're looking for. If you think about strong leaders during the war, if you think about religious leaders like Mahoma, like Jesus, if you think about leaders that are not recognized as positive, that are recognized in the autocratic style as Adolf Hitler, right? If we think about different leaders in your community, in your church, in your environment, those leaders have some traits, some behavior, some characteristics. And that's one of the theories that we're going to learn in this course, the theory of the traits. But there is something also very important. The leadership is situational. What that means, situational, the word tells you it depends the situation, it depends the environment. The leader can be executed different depending what kind of work the employees or the followers are doing, the persons are doing, what kind of situation we have. Like now with the COVID, we have to, in order to be a successful leaders, we have to adapt and be flexible to the changes that the society is having. For example, now with the situation of the pandemic. So it's very important that you think about all of these external variables that affect leadership and affect you as leader and follower. Remember, there is no anything right or wrong to be leader or follower. It's nothing that is correct or incorrect. It's just depending the situation, you will react as a leader, you will react as follower. And there is something important that I have to tell you, because The power of leadership sometimes sometimes it's something that we have in our environment and sometimes no. Let me give you an example. um, if you are the owner of your business, right? I wish that you can dream about that. If you are the owner of your business, you have the power and the authority to be the leader, right? Because you are um, in charge, right? But let's say that you have somebody that it's in charge of the customer. Is not in charge. It's providing customer service in your business. You have an employee that it's taking the phone calls and assisting the customer. So maybe, of course, this position is not a leadership position, but maybe this employee that you have, this customer service employee, can execute leadership attitudes and behaviors, right? Because depending of the reaction of the employee in front of several situations. So this is the way I'm trying to explain you that not necessarily because the leader don't have the power, cannot perform leadership activities. Of course, if the leader have the power to do the activities they have to, this is the power-based leadership, which means that the leader have an authority that is conferred to the person, you know. So it's everything, as I say again, I keep saying the same, it's situational. So depending what the kind of work we're doing, depending several things. Also, it's very important that you think about something that we also speak, it's the influence in the relations with the team, right? So we have let's say several we have like if we think about the relations between the employees, it's like a, I'm trying to imagine like a tree. It's like a tree. If we put in the top the groups and we keep going down, down, down until we go to the individual person, groups, subgroups, and we finish the end of the tree. It's the person that the one individual, right? That we establish the addict relation with the employees. Um, when I say the addict relation with employees, I'm not talking about a group, okay? First you have groups, but then these groups are divided in, 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 in subgroups. And then at the end we start with one person, we finish with one person, which is the addict relation. Sometimes you as a leader won't have the opportunity to have dyadic relations because you are in a position where you have to work with big groups, with the managers of big groups, and you don't have the opportunity to go by one. But that's why the groups are divided, right? To make it profitable and easy to manage. And and now I mention a word very important that I want that you um, have in your mind. Manager. Managing. It's different than leader. Why? Because manager uh, distribute the resources. Leadership is about influence. Okay? Influence in the people's mind. Think about well, I'm gonna make you think about this. If you put in your mind different terrorist situation that we had, or if you put in your mind in the world, right? If you think about different tragic situations that we had in the past, uh, sometimes there is a leader that puts somebody in risk. How do you think this leader even if the person is no positive leadership. How do you think this leader can put something in somebody's mind in order to risk their life? Some people have died for a cause, right? In a positive way, in a negative way. So think about how powerful a leader have to be in order to impact someone else's life, in order to achieve a goal, and in order to including put this person can die, um, taking risk for accomplish one goal. So this is something that make you think how powerful is the leader, or how powerful a leader can be. It's very important that you think about it, because you're gonna develop several positions in your life. You will build business, or maybe you already in a business for your name. And think about how important, how powerful, how is the power of leadership, right? So how you can influence in the people's minds, and in the goals of the organization. And I always say, even if it's for profit or non-profit, because sometimes when we are starting, we are thinking in a big organization like I don't know. So a lot of organizations are coming to my mind: Microsoft, or Google, or big franchises, McDonald's or something like that. But remember that your execution can be in anywhere. In can be in your own business. It can be for somebody else, or non-profit or for profit. So depending your dream, this is also very important that you follow your dream, because when you follow your dream and you're doing your passion, you transmit, or you give this passion to the others. And that's one of the characteristics of leadership, is that you are able to provide this feeling of the passion that you have to others, right? Remember that leadership is about influence. Influence. Remember, when I think in influence, for some reason in my mind, maybe because I'm so like graphic, I think about YouTube. So it comes to the YouTube link to my brain. And I don't know if that works for you, depending your brain, how you learn. But think about the influence. Leadership is an influence. So think about that. And so that's something you can use. Um, there are a lot of more concepts and theories that we can speak about, and we will and this speak about leadership. And remember, there are several theories that discuss what leadership is. And it's very important that I explain you, I give you the concept about the something we spoke about: traits. So means the qualities. You remember when